Warming up prevents injuries by loosening your joints and improving blood flow to your muscles, making your muscles less likely to rip, tear, or twist in a harmful way during your workout. Stretching also helps prepare your muscles for the physical activities you're about to perform.
History of volleyball. The game of volleyball, originally called mintonette, was invented in 1895 by William G. Morgan after the invention of basketball only 4 years before. William G. Morgan is an instructor at the Young Men's Christian Association or YMCA in Holyoke, Mass. Decided to blend elements of basketball, baseball, tennis, and handball to create a game for his classes of businessmen, which would demand less physical contact than basketball. Morgan borrowed the net from tennis and raised it 6 feet 6 inches above the floor, just above the average man's head. During a demonstration game, someone remarked to Morgan that the players seemed to be volleying the ball back and forth over the net, and perhaps volleyball would be a more descriptive name for the sport. Volleyball rules and regulations. 2 teams of 6 players each, with substitutes, play the sport of volleyball on a court that is divided by a net. The object of the sport is to hit an inflated ball over the net. Each team has a maximum of 3 hits to get the ball over the net to the opponent's side of the court within the boundaries. The play begins with one team serving the ball over the net to the other team, which in turn has the 3 hits allowed to get the ball back over the net to the serving team's side. Serving. A player should serve the ball by standing behind the end line of his side of the court, and while serving the ball, he should be visible to the opposing team. The opposing team cannot block or attack the serve. The server should serve the ball in such a way, underhand or overhand, that it reaches the other side of the court without touching the net. There are a number of ways to serve the ball, which include top spin, jump float, hybrid service, skyball service, besides others. Scoring. The method used for scoring in the game of volleyball is rally scoring. A rally starts when the ball is served and is a continuous passing of the ball from one player to another, without the ball touching the ground. Thus, in rally scoring, a point is scored when the ball hits the ground. The team that wins the rally gets the chance to serve. The team that reaches 25 points first, with a difference of at least 2 points, wins the set. Usually, 5 sets are played during a volleyball match, and the best of 3 rule applies. Timeouts. If a player is injured, the game goes into an automatic 30-second timeout. If the injured player is unable to continue playing within this time frame, he needs to be replaced, or his team needs to take a technical timeout. Each team can take 2 technical timeouts per set, each being of 60 seconds duration. There is no timeout allowed in the 5th set. Violations. The following occurrences are considered as fouls: unable to serve the ball successfully without it touching the net, stepping over or across the end line while serving, illegal passing of the ball like palming, throwing, or carrying the ball, touching any part of the body to the net while passing the ball, taunting or teasing the players or the other team, crossing the center line of the court with any part of the body. If the line is crossed with just a part of the foot, then it is not a violation.
History of basketball. Basketball was invented in 1891 by Dr. James Naismith, a Canadian of Scottish descent, at Springfield College, Massachusetts. The college was the international YMCA training school, and the game was invented to provide an indoor activity for trainee YCMA leaders. When the game was first played, pitch baskets were nailed up and each end of the gymnasium as goals, hence the origin of the name basketball. The first set of rules was published and distributed through the YMCA movement in 1892, and this resulted in the game spreading rapidly throughout Canada and USA. By 1898, a professional league was established in the USA, and by 1911, basketball had spread throughout the UK as a sport. In 1924, it was introduced as a demonstration sport at the Paris Olympic Games, and Great Britain won the title. The England Basketball Association was formed in 1936, 13 years before the NBA was formed in America. And by 1957, the English Schools Basketball Association was formed. To date, there are 212 member countries worldwide, while in the UK alone, there are over 500,000 people who regularly participate in recreational basketball, and it has become increasingly common to find the sport as a part of the curriculum in schools at all levels. Object of the game. The object of basketball is to throw the ball or the basketball into a hoop to score points. The game is played out on a rectangular court, and depending on which section of court you will successfully throw a ball into the basket will depend on how many points are scored. The ball can be moved around by dribbling or passing the ball. At the end of the game, the team with the most points is declared the winner. Rules of basketball. Each team can have a minimum of 5 players on the court at any one time. Substitutions can be made as many as they wish within the game. The ball can only be moved by either dribbling or passing the ball. Once a player puts 2 hands on the ball, they cannot then dribble or move with the ball, and the ball must be passed or shot. The team trying to score a basket is called the offensive, while the team trying to prevent from the scoring is called the defense. Scoring. There are 3 scoring numbers for basketball players. Any basketball scored from outside the 3-point arc will result in 3 points being scored. Baskets scored within the 3-point arc will result in 2 points being scored. Successful free throws will result in 1 point being scored per free throw. The number of free throws will depend on where the foul was committed. Winning the game. Winning a game of basketball is pretty simple. Score more points than your opponents in the allotted game time. If the scores are tied at the end, then an extra quarter will be played until a winner is found.